Candidates ready for the fight. Voices loud, they take their stand. Who will lead this promised land? Promise is flying, hearts ignite. Truth and lies will take the mic. The clock is ticking, make your choice. Who you hear, the people's voice. It's in the ballot, it's in your hand. The future's calling, take a stand. One vote, one dream, one destiny. Who will wear the crown in 2025? We'll see. Words are weapons, wielded strong. Debates get heated, right or wrong. They paint the town with visions bold. Who will rise, who will fold? Shadows blame your truth or spin. The battle rages from within. One by one they state their case, but only one can win this race. Who will lead this, win this race? It's in the ballot, it's in your hand. The future's calling, take a stand. One vote, one dream, one destiny. Who will wear the crown in 2025? We'll see. We'll see. Promises flying, hearts ignite. Truth and lies will take the mic. The clock is ticking, make your choice. Will you hear the people's voice? It's in the ballot, it's in your hand. The future's calling, take a stand. One vote, one dream, one destiny. Who will wear the crown in 2025? We'll see. Words are weapons, wielded strong. Debates get heated, right or wrong. They paint the town with visions bold. Who will rise, who will fold? Shadows blame your truth or spin. The battle rages from within. One by one they state their case, but only one can win this race. Who will lead this, win this race? It's in the ballot, it's in your hand. The future's calling, take a stand. One vote, one dream, one destiny. Who will wear the crown?
Kia ora koutou everyone, and welcome to It's in the Ballot. I'm your host Laura, and I'm joined today with our wonderful mayoral candidates.
Kia ora.
Hey. And tēnā koutou katoa e te whānau, ko Laura Tokoingoa, and I'm joined today with our lovely mayoral candidate.
Kia ora Laura.
Kia ora. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I would love to. Kia ora whānau. My name is Waireka Collins and I am running for the mayoral candidate for Masterton District Council, and I'm also running for the Māori ward. I'm also advocating for the retention of the Māori ward. As we all know, at the moment we're looking at going into a poll or referendum about whether we keep or get rid of the Māori ward, and I want our Masterton District Council to vote yes to retain the Māori ward. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Okay, so today's going to be a little bit different because we had one candidate turn up, which is fantastic, awesome. We're going to be going through just a selection of questions that we walked through before. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling a little bit, I'm not sure. This is my first one of these, kind of opportunity.
Same.
So, I'm just kind of here to see how it rolls, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. All right, so let's get into the questions. I'll start off with question C.
Kapai.
And for some reason, it's not coming up on my stream deck. Sam?
Oh, should we guess what it is?
No, I do not have
Maybe
OBS
it's where the Māori ward
open. If I
is
had OBS open, folks. Wow, this
going to stay. Because we know we want the Māori ward to stay.
Okay, all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
And your internet's decided to crash. Yeah, there we go.
That's a problem here, to be honest.
Wow, live technical problems. Okay, all right. So the first question, question C, should rural communities or Māori communities have a say in the operation of council-owned rural water schemes?
You know what? So one of the reasons why I decided to put myself forward for council was to ensure that we have more equitable opportunities. And that's not just equity for a few of the people of the community, but everybody. When there is equity in the decisions that we make and, and the services that we offer, then more people are happier. And when people are happier, then we've got a thriving, vibrant community. We talk about being vibrant, but what does that actually mean? We talk about thriving. What does that actually mean? For me, it means people are happy, and happiness exudes from people. You know that they're happy. You can sense that about them. And, everybody having a say about the things that matter to them is where we're going to thrive. And equity, it's all about equity and everybody getting an opportunity, equal opportunity to everything that's on offer here in Masterton and being part of the kōrero as well.
Kia ora. Okay, and now we'll go into question D.
Here we go, D.
D.
We need cheerleaders. A, B, C, D.
Yeah, we need cheerleaders.
C and D. I was never a cheerleader, but
Neither was I.
Thank you for the cheerleaders.
Okay, so what is your view on residential, commercial, and industrial growth in the district?
So I would have to say that we need big business to come to Masterton. We need to be able to sort out the infrastructure so that we can attract big business, so that we can employ our people. And when people are employed, then we're going to need the housing to go with it. But unless we're prepared with the right infrastructure to support those growing communities, then we're not in a good stead. I support it. I think that in order for us to alleviate the growing rates for our people and the burden that they're carrying right now in regards to that space, that we need to grow. We need to grow and we need to be ready. Big business has to see us as an opportunity to come and invest. I support it. I think it will be good for our community. I think it will add to that happiness. I think it will alleviate our rates. We need to just be prepared for them and welcome them.
Kia ora.
I love it.
Well, we're getting through this all right. You're doing really well, by the way.
Little fan club.
Yeah.
Wasn't my hype team. That's why I call them the hype team.
There we go. Okay, question H. Do you support central government introducing rate caps on local authorities? Why or why not?
Well, a lot of people talk about central government moving out of the realm of where they're, what is it, when you step out of the bounds? I think they're moving out of the bounds that they should be staying in. We have our own whakaaro, we have our own thoughts and our own ideas about how to, move our community forward. And with the central government coming in and making these decisions for us, how are we free to be and free to invent the opportunities that exist within our community if we're always being told what to do? And I don't know about you, but it's really hard being told what to do. It's really hard to dream and to visualize a future when you're restricted by the big parent or whatever that's coming down on you and making these decisions. I think obviously a cap would be quite attractive to a lot of people here in Masterton because our rates are so burdensome. But at the end of the day, we need the freedom and the ability to have our own agency as our own town. So I would say that they should probably mind their own business. If you're allowed to say that.
You're allowed to say anything here.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. Question J. We're actually almost halfway. Spending must stay within the budget without increasing rates. What services or luxuries would you cut back on?
It's not that I would cut back on services. I think that we have a good range of services, and I think we need to support that, like I said before, in regards to growing the infrastructure for big business, that we actually need to be able to generate funds in other ways as a community. And one of those ways I'm, looking at, again, I talk about big business, who wouldn't want a Kmart here? But, put that aside. But, we need big business, but also we've got so many tourist destinations, and I don't think we promote ourselves as well as we should. Our beautiful beaches, our kapahaka industry. What are we doing with our kapahaka? We have kapahaka festivals, but we're not utilising kapahaka as a tourism opportunity. And I think that we need to, my background is in communications and promotions, and I think we need to be able to promote ourselves better. Masterton has beautiful beaches, beautiful parks, marae. Our marae are gorgeous, and we have so many beautiful people here that are willing and ready to be part of these ventures. And I think we just need to have a proper look at how we can generate income through, these amazing opportunities.
Kia ora. Now we'll get to question K. Okay. How would you use deliberative democracy to ensure residents can directly contribute to the challenges facing our urban and rural communities?
So one of the kaupapa, I suppose, that I've talked about in my mayoral statement is whanaungatanga. And whanaungatanga is really about relationships. And I think currently we don't have a good relationship with our community. In fact, I'm not even sure if our community even know who their councillors are, unless you're really in touch with the democratic process here in Masterton, which I would imagine there's a very, very low percentage of people are in that space. Then you would have no idea, how to contact or how to be in touch or how to, contribute to the change. And I just think that whanaungatanga has got to be the essence of a council. If we're leading this community, then we need to be in touch with this community. And so, I think that that's probably going to solve, a bit of those. A bit of that, yes.
All right. Okay. So now we're on to question L.
L.
Yep. Do you think?
Favourite.
Oh yes, this is a good one. Do you think Māori wards such as Whakaoriori Masterton Māori ward strengthen democracy? Why or why not?
I think, again, going back to the equity whakaaro that I put forward before, when our most our most challenging or communities that are in need, and again, we have a whole migrant community that is here as well, that increasing and amplifying their voice is definitely important to our democratic process. We did a little bit of a count up recently as to all the Māori people that have run for mayor or been successful in being a council candidate. It's very, very low. And so we then are finding ourselves stuck in this kind of revolving door or revolving, space of just going around and trying to solve the same issues with the same old remedies. And diversity at the table is particularly tangata whenua. We've been the stewards of this land for so long and are so in touch at a spiritual level with the whenua that is here that, how can it, not improve democracy, having those voices at the table? I absolutely believe that the retention of the Māori ward is crucial to moving forward in the world that is going to be very bicultural, well, multicultural, if I'm being honest. But, if we can move forward side by side, tangata whenua and tangata tiriti, and be at the decision-making tables. That's because I know out in the world, we do that. We do walk side by side and we are together, but we don't get to make the decisions. And I think that the Māori ward is going to make, is still kind of like an untapped thing. We've only just had one round of council where we've had a Māori voice at the table in a real, authentic way. And I think we need more of that because we just don't know what's available and what's hiding behind the the potential that sits there. And, we need to go out there, we need to discover what's beyond and what's available. And so, yeah, I absolutely believe that the Māori ward strengthens democracy and strengthens the voice of tangata whenua. And how can that ever be wrong?
Alrighty. I thought that was a good answer.
I feel like I need to bow.
Well, if I bow with you, the laptop will go crashing onto the floor. So
You're all right.
yeah, I'll stay right here. So, question P. Masterton is set to grow, but major challenges remain. What do you see as the most pressing challenges, and how would you address them in order of priority?
Okay. Yeah, that's a tricky one. There's like 3 parts to that. What do you see as the most pressing challenges? Wishy-washy decision making, to be honest. We take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes 3 steps back. We need leadership that is confident. We need leadership that is going to move and advance forward. And at the moment, and over the last little while, we haven't had that. So people are starting to lose faith, in the way that leaders are. And, the town hall is a perfect example. Like, my father actually worked in the town hall for so many years. He actually passed away while he was employed there. So we have a lot of, love for the town hall and the nostalgia that exists there. I mean, Dad used to throw his keys out the window to us, when we couldn't get up. So he'd just throw the keys out the window. We have so many memories and, all these beautiful times with the town hall. But it's not enough to keep stagnant. We've got a whole generation of kids coming through that need somewhere and a place for them. And, we just have to leave that nostalgia in the past, to be honest. And we need to move forward. We need to create with them in mind, not but hold on to the things that we think are important, because their future is so different to ours. Their future is going to require digital, opportunities and advancements. And would you address them in order? What this says, and the other challenges is, of course, housing. We need to house our people. We need to digitize. Digitizing this community will change everything. It will change the infrastructure. It will change our business, the way that we do business. I've been told that there is a 5G network running through the centre of this town, and that nobody knows that it's there, or nobody's connecting up to it. That is just like crazy, because we have so much opportunity just sitting there and we don't even know about it. We don't talk about it. Digitizing the future will actually simplify the opportunities, so that our kids can go into a world that's actually made for them and created for them with them in mind. And and that's what I want to say about that.
Kia ora. All right, we got question R now. Rumahanga. Tactile paving tiles for visually impaired pedestrians are limited in Masterton. Do you see installing more of these as a core council responsibility, or as a nice to have?
You know what? Our visually impaired people live here too. So absolutely, we need to make it accessible. We need our people to be able to traverse, this place. I actually work in Wellington 2 days a week, and I was actually thinking to myself the other day, oh man, these are funny. And then I realized that they're for, the visually impaired. We need our people to be able to access, everything. And I think, it's really important for our tangata kāpō, our visually impaired people, to be able to get around the city too. They're just as, they're just as entitled as the rest of us. So yes, I believe that is the council issue. Accessibility is important, and we need to prioritise that.
Kia ora. All right. Question W. Why do you think you are right for the role of councillor? Or mayor in your case?
Yes, mayor. Well, when people say, well, why are you the best person for this job? I always think, well, why not? And, I grew up in Te Reo Māori. Te Reo Māori was my first language. I've had a very good mainstream education. I am what you would probably call, without being, too prideful on that myself, I think that the dual lived experience that I bring to the kaupapa and to the table is actually something we've never seen before. We've created a world where people like me can thrive and now be part of the decision-making table. We've prepared my generation. We've prepared people like me to do that. And so I believe that I'm the right person for the mayoralty because I'll bring a fresh new perspective, one that's, again, uncapped. We have all this untapped resource and possibility in our community. And I'm just another one of those. And so, I think that I'm right because I'm just as good as the other ones that are running. I think so.
Wow. As far as this in the ballot is concerned, you are right because you were the only one that turned up tonight.
That is so true.
So you get my support and votes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
All right. Question Z. What is one big opportunity or challenge you see for the district?
An opportunity or challenge that I see for the district actually sits within our rangatahi, our young people. What I'm seeing is a lot of our young people having to leave town so that they can be educated. What I would like to see is a university. I mean, we have UCOL, which is great, but we need to have a university so our kids can stay and they can learn here. They don't have to leave home. For a lot of the kids that I work with, because I'm the founder of the Puawai Puro STEM Academy, is that when we go to university and we, trip around and we have a look, it's quite a scary thing to leave town, to leave your whānau, to then have to pay, to live in a different town, all the bills that come with that. That's not something that small town people are really used to. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying how good would it be if our kids could actually stay here, they could be educated here, they could then contribute here, and they don't have to leave town in order to be successful. I think that that's a challenge that is worth investing in. But again, it comes back to the infrastructure, it comes back to the big business, it comes back to the employment opportunities. And so we have to wind ourselves back and we have to start there and then we have to build. I've got an 18-year-old son now. He's struggling to get employed. We've got a 10-year-old child too. And so it's like we've got so much years where I would love for my kids to stay here and be educated here and have all those opportunities. And I think investing in the future of our young people will never, ever go astray. And we need to look at investing in them. That's the biggest investment I think any town can make is in our young people.
Kia ora. Okay, you ready for your hard-hitting question? I think Sam's got some groovy graphics.
Oh, yeah. Bring on the graphics. I probably should have done that before. I'm repeating myself.
Because every candidate has an answer behind any questions.
Okay, and don't worry, I don't shout at the candidates. I think this one might be a bit of an easy question for you because you're very passionate about this subject. So, what is your position on retaining the Whakaoriori Masterton Māori ward for Masterton District Council and the, or let's just say, Te Upoko o Te Ika a Maui Māori constituency? Hey!
Well done, good job.
For Greater Wellington Regional Council, and why?
Oh, okay. My answer is yes, 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 all day yes. No stress, vote yes. One of the reasons why I decided to put my hat in the ring for the mayoralty was to bring more awareness to the Māori ward and the retention of it. I think that's, and I know that there are a lot of people supporting this kaupapa. It's a really tough that we have to get 50% of voters to agree to retain the Māori ward when the people that elect the Māori ward member are actually from the Māori role. So, go figure. But anyway, so I believe that we definitely need to retain the Māori ward. And our team, my campaign team, is working really hard to be able to do that, to bring more awareness. We've got this Retain the Māori Ward, Save the Māori Ward campaign going now, and it's going across Facebook. It's everywhere. We've also got an event coming up next Saturday at Makota College. Just a little bit of a plug. Andrew Judd, who is an ex-mayor of New Plymouth and an old Makota boy, is coming to talk to our people here in Masterton about the value that the retention of the Māori ward will have for our people. And we're all day thinking, how do we retain the Māori wards? All day, that's one of the main things that we think about as we're doing this election campaign, and it's so important. I absolutely say no stress, vote yes to keeping the Māori wards.
Kia ora. So that's pretty much all the questions. Would you like to give your closing statement?
Closing statement.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for having me. I just, some people might look at me, and sometimes I look at myself and think, I'm not your standard mayoral candidate. There's never been a mayoral candidate that looks like me before. I'm obviously stepping out into this great unknown, asking that people, take a bet on me. And I think, we can do so much good together. There are so many good councillors looking to run this year, and I think we could create a council that is actually going to progress our area, our town, and that's really what we need. So I'm just saying, get out there and vote. Make sure you vote. Get on the kaupapa. Join, the movement that is changing up our town and our council. So just want to mihi atu kia tātou katoa ki ngā tangata ko tai mai tēnei pō. Ko au tēnei e noho nei, ko Waireka Collings tōku ingoa, e tuku ana ngā mihi kia tātou katoa ki oku hua ko tai mai nei tēnei pō ki te tautoko i ngā mahi o te pō, tini whitu ki te rangi, ko wairarapa ki te whenua, ko au ko koe ko au, nei rā te mihi atu kia tātou katoa. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Hey. Thank you. Ngā mihi koe, Waireka. Sorry, te reo Māori is my second language.
Give it a go. Nah, you're awesome. Yeah. Appreciate you trying.
Kia ora. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here today. And an absolute pleasure to have the audience here as well.
Yeah, the audience.
Thank you so much. It is the audience, it is the community that makes this show, and we do work very hard to try and get the community more engaged in local body elections, because it is really important for our democracy.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see those election papers more full than this room right now, because again, this is a very small audience and you were the only candidate that turned up, and we're very, very grateful, because we were about to just pull the plug and just call it a day, and then you rocked on up in the van and we're like, yes, we have a candidate to talk to.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for doing this. This is a great service to the community that you offer, and yeah, it's my pleasure to be here with you tonight.
Kia ora.